Hi, this is Christopher here with What's Brewing. Really excited to be with the co-owner of Trapp's today. I don't often get a chance to sit with other business owners, but I think we're in for something really special. I feel like we're like-minded. Hold on one second. We're gonna roll that beautiful B-roll. So, introduce yourself. Tell us, who are you?
My name is Barret, Boutte. I'm from New Iberia, Louisiana. We currently reside in Youngsville, and I'm co-owner of Trapp's from Broussard.
Awesome. So co-owner, so I'm guessing there's someone else involved.
Yes, that someone else is one of my best friends since childhood. We've been knowing each other since about 5 or 6 years old. His name is Joey Trapp. The Trapp is where the moniker Trapp's came from.
Okay, that's good to know. If for those who've been following this series, I'm really bad with saying names. Tons, said it right this time. Tons. So Trapp's, is that a family name?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So the Trapp's line goes all the way back to the late 1800s. B.F. Trapp was the original guy who started the Trapp's line, and he actually has a unique story. He was actually a McElhenney employee for Tabasco.
Really?
And it all started, one day he got the idea, I can, make hot sauce myself, and I think it's pretty dang good. So, he left the McElhenney company, and like I said, we're talking about before 1900,
wow.
Late 1800s, and he started making his own peppers and hot sauce, and planting his peppers and stuff. And then he had 11 sons, if I remember correctly, and that were all involved in that group. So the Trapp's, with 11 sons, ended up with a big family in the New Iberia area.
Wow.
That's where the whole Trapp's line started, of the hot sauce and the beans that you can still find today in the store.
That's awesome. See, I love hearing those stories, because for those who don't know, I live in Broussard, right? So straight out of Broussard, I feel real urban when I say that. But I grew up in Rhode Island. So moving to Louisiana culturally, was so different for me, but food experience was even more radically different. So speaking of Tabasco, the very first time I ate was in a Cajun restaurant in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Again, I know nothing about food in Louisiana. I have no idea how they season it, because in the north it's like salt, pepper, butter, and that's all you got, right? And so there is this bottle of Tabasco sitting on the table and crackers, and I was hungry. The food was taking a little bit longer to do. So I start taking this sauce, right? Kind of make yourself like a ketchup and cracker sandwich. So I'm thinking, oh, it's like ketchup, right? It was not. And I'm like, my mouth is on fire. I was like, what is this stuff I'm eating, right? But at the same time, now having lived here for multiple decades, I actually bring with me hot sauce. I bring some Tony's with me, Slap Your Mama. I bring all these things with me, and I bring it and I show it to my friends, and they're like, what is this goodness that you have that makes all of my food taste better? And I was like, welcome to Louisiana. That's what you get when you come here.
Well, so going back to B.F. Trapp, I would put the Trapp's hot sauce up against anyone's. And we have a lot of different brands of hot sauce here. They're all great. I think everybody thinks theirs is the best.
That's typically the mindset. Be like, mine's better.
But a funny kind of unique story, and I don't know if this is an old wives' tale, but the word was that he meant, when he started the whole Trapp's line and started concocting his own hot sauce, he came across a cigar salesman that was traveling from Louisiana to Arkansas and other places, and he went to him and said, hey, I have this bootleg hot sauce. While you're traveling, I need you to everyone you meet, to let them try this hot sauce.
Yeah.
And get the word around. So it's it's going back to word of mouth, dropping samples off. Even back then, he's got this cigar salesman that's, while he's trying to sell cigars, oh, hey, check this out. See what I got got this hot sauce.
Here's this other stuff I've got. Check it out.
You can only get it. So that's supposedly how the word got spread real quickly about the hot sauce.
That's awesome. So that's fascinating. So fast forwarding now, so how did y'all meet? So you're best friends. How did y'all meet, and what sort of made you decide to start this?
So I'd say about 5, 6 years old. We were in sports together. Then started having a lot of mutual friends. We did like some travel ball with All Stars and other different sports. And then in 8th grade, we eventually went to the same school, Catholic High in New Iberia.
Nice.
And both played sports there, really successful in what we did. And then after we graduated, Joey ended up going to ULM in Monroe on a football scholarship. Then I went to UL in Lafayette, so we kind of parted ways. But I mean, we always stayed in touch.
Right, yeah.
So after football, Joe was kind of like, throwing ideas around like, okay, what do I do now? And he was fortunate enough to know people there and playing football, with the ULM Monroe family. He was able to open up a restaurant called Field House, which is right by campus.
Okay.
They're a burger wing joint.
All right.
So that's been over 12 years ago.
Wow.
And still to this day, they're packed all the time. So about 7 years ago, I think it was, he ventured out and opened up his second restaurant, which was Trapp's. And that's in West Monroe, overlooking the Washita River.
Wow.
So it's set up pretty high, and it's a pretty neat place. It's on the river. They come by boat, in the summertime.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice up there. So he opened up 2 other restaurants. So he has 4 total up there. But about 5 years ago, he came to me and we threw around the idea of, I want to bring one of my restaurants back home to where I'm from. Like, I have all this great food and but nobody's getting to experience it unless they come here.
Right, yeah.
Now, I was a nurse for 10 years into that nursing career, and but I did bartend and wait tables all through high school and college. So he knew I had that food industry experience, in my back pocket, and I had won some small awards like Best of the Tesh, Best Server, for a few years in a row. So he knew I knew the industry and a lot of the front of the house. So we started looking, and we looked at multiple locations, multiple places. A few years went by, and we never felt like, hey, this is the right place. And I always told him, we agreed, like, when we know, we'll know, this is it. So about 5 years went by, and then this place kind of fell into our lap, and it was already had the same kind of concept we were looking for, very similar to his, and we would just ran with it. We jumped on it and ran with it from there.
That's awesome.
So that's how that all kind of transpired.
And that's it, isn't it? In business, people see the final product, right? It's the process. It's just like cooking, right? There's all these ingredients that have to come together for something to magical to happen. And it's so neat to hear, like, it's a lot of people see business and think, well, it just, of course. Right?
They just walk in and see, man, this is great. Like, this is a great place. I mean, look, they got live music. They got, a bar out here, a bar in there. We were greeted right when we walked in, welcome to Trapp's.
A lot of hard work.
But they don't see everything that goes on in the back of the house.
Yep.
And, we're closed on Sundays, we're closed on Mondays, but guess who's working on Sundays and Mondays?
Right. Yeah.
Me.
The restaurant may be closed, but that doesn't mean you stop working.
So that's what they don't see, and you have to have that in order to be successful.
You do.
Up front.
It's one of those things where when I have friends and family who don't understand business. They're like, yeah, just take a week off, and I'm like, if it was that easy, I would just do it. I wish I could just tra-la-la. But there's a lot of I think of Willy Wonka, right, in the chocolate factory, and you open up a door of these Oompa Loompas. I'm the Oompa Loompa. Like, I'm the one turning the crank in the back, making these things happen. There's a lot of people working behind the scenes, after hours, on days off, to make all that magic happen. And I think that's a testament to, what makes shopping and what makes doing business with local businesses, I think, so special, is because business owners really care. Put a lot of heart into it.
Yeah, we get a lot of people that come by, sponsorships, school, baseball, luncheons, And for the most part, we try our best to be very involved in that. Because we are a local place, and we do want to keep also our business and support other local places around here. Just because there's, you always, oh well, where do I go eat? And a lot of people always, their mind all of a sudden is like, the corporate places.
Right. Yeah.
But you have some really great, wonderful food at a lot of these local places, and a lot of people just, they don't know about it yet. They haven't heard about it. We get it a lot where people are, well, where are y'all located? Oh my God, this food's so good. We'll deliver these big caterings, and oh my God, they're eating praline wings and seafood nachos and meat pies and boudin balls, and it's like, where are y'all? And like, we're right there in Broussard. We're in the heart of Broussard.
Right.
We're 1 block from the highway, and they just don't know. So I think getting that exposure out there is important.
I think that's one of the biggest struggles of being in business. That you can have amazing products, you can have amazing people, but it's in having a voice and people knowing about you and hearing about you and getting that exposure. I think that's been my biggest struggle, is getting people. Obviously I have a bias. I think my team are wonderful. I think my staff are great. I think people would agree with me.
Like us. I'm like, Trapp's is the best team.
That's exactly right. They're the best. And I want people to experience that, because we spend a lot of time and energy making sure that what we do is great. And that's one of the things that we do as a company that, and I think you said it, it's expressed in different ways, but there's a lot of work that goes into making sure that what happens when a plate gets put out on the table, or for us when we deliver services, that there's something special that's inside of that moment that a lot of hard work was put into, and that's why getting people to know you're there, it's like, I want everyone to experience that.
It's consistency and quality. I always go back to, as an owner, I am very involved. I touch each table. We can be slam packed, and I think anyone that knows me or from around the Broussard area and see me here will attest. Like, that guy is all over the restaurant. And my wife and I, in the rare event that my family goes on vacations, I'm still calling the restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm driving down the road. Hey,
when you
how y'all doing over
care,
there?
right?
Yeah.
When you care, it's hard to detach from that, because you want to know that things are going well.
So and I get people that call me and, hey, I'm at your restaurant. Where you at? And I'm like, oh, I can't. I'll be there in an hour, or I won't be there tonight. I have some obligations with my family or daughters. And I try to be involved in their life too. But we've grown as a Trapp's team to, like I said again, it's easy for me to love the restaurant and for me to make sure everything's coming out right. But it's my servers love it here, my managers love it here, and they're striving to put forth 110% effort, just as I do.
Well, and I think that's a testament to leadership. One of the things that our team talks about is servant leadership and leading from the front, where you are. A lot of what I do is behind the scenes, but like getting involved and showing them, right? My mentor once said, you don't point the way, you lead the way.
Yeah, it's
right?
kind of like the guy, they have a guy, just barking orders, and then they have the one actually pushing the sled and doing the work.
Yeah.
You'll come by here on a busy Saturday night, and I'm not above anybody else. I feel like I treat everyone with respect equally. It doesn't matter whether you're the dishwasher or the front of house manager. I'll go scrub the floors. I'll go pick up plates. I'll go do the dishes. I'll run drinks. Anything that will make this restaurant run smoother, make the food or drinks come out faster, I'm on it. I'm doing it.
I love it.
I'm running beer. I'm running beer buckets. I'm running seafood nachos. I'm taking pre-bussing tables. Now they see me doing that, so then it's like, man,
they want to work hard too.
Yeah, we can't have our boss, working harder than us.
Like, hold my Coke, I'm getting in now. Right?
So I think it rubs off on everybody, and we try to reward them. there's a lot of mornings I come here, kolaches, donuts, I give it to them.
That makes a difference too.
And it makes them feel appreciated, and like the company that they work for really cares about them. They're not just a number.
And I have a lot of good people who are very philosophical in my life who give me great insights. One of the things that to me says is that you're interested, not just interesting, right? Some business owners walk in the room and they turn down the lights because they make the room a little bit brighter, right? And some of those people are like that. And I've met a few where you're like, okay. And there's other people who are genuinely interested in their staff. They're interested in their team. They want to know what's going on. They care. They put in the time to build the relationship. And I think that builds a culture, and I think that seeps into the customer experience, right? What you do behind the scenes ultimately is, if you're a rough manager, right, or a rough owner, and you're just really abrasive, that's gonna, you'll get that really tense waiter or server who's sitting there, like, you could tell they're not really having a good day.
Yeah, and at that point, I'll go up and talk to them. I'll pull them aside, man, what's going on? Like, because there might be something in their personal life, and we try not to mix personal life with business, but I truly do care about them, and there's times, how y'all did? Were y'all busy? Did y'all do well in tips? Talk to me, just because I want them to know that we do care about them, and we love them here. We have a great team here at Trapp's. Couldn't ask for better servers, cooks, chefs, awesome front of house managers. It's a total team effort. If you come over here on a Friday, Saturday night, you can witness that. It's just a total team effort.
And full disclosure, I have. So a little bit of a secret here. I've been admired from a distance. Getting invited to be here is like a treat for me. And so my wife and I passed by a bunch of times and we're like, honestly, I saw the truck. That was the thing, and the outdoor thing, because we love this kind of stuff.
Great atmosphere.
And so we decided one night we normally do something special on Friday nights, and so we try to like change it up. And so we started last 2 weeks, by the way, no lie, I'm not just saying this because I'm here with you. Last 2 weeks we come here every single Friday, and it's packed. Right now, it's never full enough. That's why he's here. But it's always packed, and that to me says a lot about brand loyalty. It says about quality, because you'll get someone out of interest or luck or marketing one time, right? But if they come back over and over and over, that's something.
I said it takes 3 times. You gotta come back 3 times to get them as a repeat regular customer.
And then they'll want to be here. Yeah. At that point, it's they understand the menu, they know what to expect, they understand the quality. I think a trust is built where they know what they get here is going to be good.
I get it every week. People, personal friends. I mean, I've built relationships with people around the Broussard area, not just Broussard. We have a big customer following they come from St. Martinville, they come from New Iberia, they come from Karen Crow. But I mean, I get it all the time. They're sending me a text message now, mind you, on my personal phone, like my phone number, not just through Facebook. I'm at your restaurant, man. Service is great. Service taking care of me. Food's awesome. And I'm here majority of the time. So Joey lives in Monroe. My wife and I just had a baby.
Oh, congratulations.
A month ago, a little boy. We have 2 girls, so we were happy about that. His name's Beckett, by the way.
You're not as outnumbered anymore.
No, not outnumbered. Literally, it was only females. Our dog's a female. Our cats were female, so it was nice. We got a lot of money now.
You got back. We're in this together.
Anyway, getting back to it, Joey was here and kind of taking my spot while I was out on paternity leave, I guess. Trying to, and I'm texting him, how's it going? And I'm trying not to be too, because I want to be, at home with the wife and, taking care of the baby. And, he said, man, y'all just have it's like you got a well machine here, man. Like, awesome. He's like, I thought I was coming here and y'all were gonna put me in a grinder. Like, he said, I didn't realize. I mean, it's just everything is flowing so smooth from the process of, walking in, seeing them, the communication between the hostess and the servers, then greeting the table in a timely manner, appetizers, getting that out, pre-bussing the table. It's the whole experience, the atmosphere, coming here and the live music and, oh, where's Barrett? Oh, okay, well, when he gets here, you send him to my table. We want to talk with him, and, I'll sit at the table, and before I know it, I'm at the table for 20, 30 minutes, just talking to them. But again, while I'm sitting at the table, I'm
keeping an eye on everything.
My eyes are constantly moving, and everybody jokes around my the servers and stuff, and they're like, you get in here and it's like you're just 100 miles an hour. It's like, just learn, you gotta keep moving, you gotta keep looking, you gotta make sure everybody, and it's a tough, thing to do.
It is.
And once you do it so much, it's like the customers know, like, hey, I'm going over there, and I know I'm going to be taken care of. I know the food's going to be great.
Yeah.
I know the service is going to be great, and I know the atmosphere's going to be kicking.
And I think that's what makes a great restaurant. I think what makes a great business. I think that makes a great experience, and I think that's one of the reasons why you feel all of that when you eat your food. Like, we've always done takeout. I explained earlier, my dog's really sassy, so he doesn't let us out much. I feel like he owns us and not the other way around. That's a whole other video.
One day I'm going to see him pull up, and he's going to be in the driver's seat.
He's going to be like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm keeping them at home. I don't trust them. They left one time for more than 2 hours. I was not okay with that. But we always loved the food, and I was nervous at first, because when you venture out to a place you've never been before, you don't know, because not every restaurant puts the energy that you are putting in here, and you can feel that.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a few like folks that we've been with since they were food trucks, and we've stayed loyal. Like, they've been great for years. And then you'll get one where you try and you're like, ooh, that was a mistake. You do it again, you're like, ooh, that's still. And then the third time you're like, yeah, no, that's a hard pass. But we fell in love really quickly with your restaurant. And we're here today, just so y'all know, because of the burger thing, right? So this is sort of a happenstance. We were like, hey, we do burgers too. And I think that serves your point. And that's partly why we're doing this interview. Was when I thought of LTs and I thought of here, I think seafood, and that's literally what I've ordered at both places. And I've ordered frequently. And then they're like, yeah, they've got burgers. And I was like, well, shame on me for not getting that memo, like that's my bad. Our 5-part series is going to keep going a little bit. And that, I think, is what's so tough about business. I think there's a couple things that are hard for me, and maybe for you. One, getting the word out, getting folks to know what you do. You're not one-dimensional. There's probably something for everyone here in your menu that's going to connect with them or appeal to their taste buds, right? I think the other big thing that's a struggle is that work-life balance, because when you care about your business, right? We're not complaining, by the way. We're just saying, those who own businesses, they know what we're saying. It's hard to turn it off, and it's hard to disconnect. It's a struggle.
Super accurate, and you're right. It's extremely hard. There's times I go home and my phone's on. It's on me. It's on me, because I'm like, that's my lifeline to the restaurant. Like, I gotta have it.
Yep.
And of course my wife, she's wonderful. She understands that. Her name's Brittany, by the way.
Great men and great business owners, or women, right, have an incredible partner.
Yes.
Who supports them.
Yes. She's fantastic. Love her to death. She understands that, and she's very accepting of the fact that, like, okay, like, he does have to answer that phone call. Like, now there's times when I can't wait.
Yeah.
But she is understanding of the fact that, for the restaurant to be that successful,
there's a level of sacrifice.
There's a saying, something like, if you want a successful man, you're gonna have to marry a busy man.
That's true.
And another saying I like is, average. If you're an average restaurant, they're pretty good. They're average. Like, people think, oh, okay, but average is just as close to the bottom as it is to the top.
Right.
So
you have to meet and beat it. You have to meet expectation, but you have to beat it.
You have to, absolutely. And I couldn't do that without Brittany, without a doubt.
My wife's name is Rain, and so I look back, not knowing where I would end up. We were talking about this. I never planned on being a business owner, but I look back and think how grateful I am for my wife, the support system I have. It's tough. It takes a toll. The experiences that people have here, there's some level of sacrifice. And again, we're not complaining. You're not complaining. I'm not complaining. But there is a level of that, and it's worth it because you look back at something you built. Business is almost like art, because it may not. Well, in your case, those who can't see, there is actual art. You'll see it in the B-roll. I've got some B-roll of the truck. But business is very much an art. There's a lot of passion and a lot of energy that goes into it. It's not all mechanics and numbers and finance. And there's a lot of that. And sometimes it colors outside of the lines, right? And that's just something that's hard to balance. We try our best, but it's tough sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's easy to say, you know, I got this great business idea and I'm gonna open this business and, you know, that's it. Like, I'm opening this business, it's gonna do well. But, you know, it's the sacrifice, it's the long nights, it's the days off, it's, you know, coming here and, you know, doing this stuff by yourself, you know, at, you know, hours when you're closed or you're off days.
You have to be very self-motivated. You have to like have that get up and go.
And then, you know, you do want to try to balance some of that family time. But I think, you know, that's why, you know, we have such a loyal fan base and following. And, you know, obviously the live music, the karaoke, the outside.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big, big draw. But I think the biggest thing, and anyone who watches this video that knows me or knows Trapps will attest, when you come in here, I, as an owner and my service, will bend over backwards and do our very best to make you feel like you're family. You know, I'll personally go to each table, like, and I think just breaking that ice, like, you may have never ate at Trapps before, but when the owner comes to your table and like just starts making small talk and who's your mama, where you from, oh really, we know this person, oh yeah, call me, you know, well, like, so I mean, they love it here, but like, we do love each and every one of our customers,
and that's great. And I think that's what makes, that's why we were excited to be here. We were talking before the camera's rolling, but like, we were talking about that, and that really excites me, because when you meet someone who cares as much about it, like I feel like I care about my business and my customers, you feel like there's a like-mindedness. You feel like it's safe to get behind someone like that, to saying, yeah, no, they really, you being here, you showing up is a big deal to us.
Oh yeah,
right?
Get it all the time. Where's Barrett? Where's Barrett? Is Barrett here?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, but I'm coming.
I'm on my way.
I'll be there.
Moment, right? Yeah. Well, man, I mean, we've talked a lot, and I could probably sit and talk a lot more.
We gotta get back to the burger.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna have to get back to the burger. So let's take just a couple minutes. Tell me, because you're gonna see some B-roll in a bit. We're gonna videotape all this stuff. Tell me a little bit about your burgers, and more specifically, you mentioned a signature burger that I'm most interested in.
So Trapp A's, just like any other, they have a few different lines of hot sauce, and one of them, they have the original, then they have the Red Devil, and the Red Devil, you know, its claim to fame was it's supposed to have a little bit more of a kick, and personally, I think it's very flavorful. It's not doesn't that super spicy. Oh my God!
Right. Yeah.
Like, so, you know, the idea was getting with my chef is, hey, let's make something with the Red Devil sauce. Like, we're gonna call it a Red Devil burger, and you know, a lot of places I eat at, you know, they have your typical spicy burger, and but a lot of them, vast majority of them, they're too spicy to me. It's just like, we're just gonna load this sucker up with spice. Yeah. So I said my idea is I want it to have a little spice, but I want it to be flavorful.
Like, I like that.
Like, I want it to be flavorful, so I want people to take a bite and be like, oh man, I thought this was gonna be spicy, but this is really good.
It's enjoyable.
I mean, yeah, all the different flavors. Yeah. So we played around with it, and then we ended up with the final product, which is we call it a Red Devil aioli sauce, lettuce, tomatoes, burger patty, and then we take grilled onions and jalapenos, grill that on there, throw some pepper jack cheese on top. And then we have our fried banana pepper rings. So that's actually an appetizer of ours.
Wow.
That about 2 months ago, you know, we got the idea of, hey, let's, you know what, man, I was messing, you know, eating some of the banana pepper. I was like, let's try frying these things. And, you know, we did, and we sampled them, and it took off.
Wow.
And we're like, man, you know,
I've never had fried banana peppers.
Fried pickles.
Yeah.
But, you know, so we tried these fried banana pepper rings, and, you know, they're phenomenal. So getting back to that, we top it off on the pepper jack cheese. We top that with fried banana peppers, rings, and then some more of our Red Devil aioli sauce, and sandwich between the bun.
Wow. So that seems like an impressive burger.
Yeah, and it's not, a lot of these burgers, and I get the idea behind it. It's, let's throw just so much stuff on there.
Right.
But it's like, when you're done, you literally can't even bite it. It's
Right,
like,
yeah, it's
so,
unwieldy.
So the idea was I wanted it, unique. I wanted it flavorful, a little bit of spice, but not much at all. Enough for the average person to eat it and be like, hey, this is flavorful. This is really good. And just presentable. Yeah. And I think we knocked it out the park with that one.
Hey, this is Chris. We've had an amazing time sitting here at Trapp's. Really great interview. Wonderful to meet another business leader who is like-minded. If you've not had a chance to go and stop by, I guarantee you won't regret it. Fantastic service, fantastic food. Obviously a business owner, a co-owner who just loves customers, loves his people that work here, and of course loves, just doing what he does. So I encourage you to check them out. We're gonna link in the description their Facebook page and of course their website. So if you wanna go and like them, follow them, yeah. Also, if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to like and subscribe on this video. It helps our channel as we produce more content every week. Thanks, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.